Today on High Q, we continue our first round of 1989 competition with a team from New Albany as they compete with a team from Kentucky Country Day. High Q is brought to you each week by Ashland Oil. Ashland's America, where quality education is an investment we've got to make. Your host for High Q is Chuck Castile.
Thank you, Gil Dougherty. Good morning. Ashland Oil and Wave 3 are proud to present this program now in its 21st season here on Channel 3. High Q is designed to stimulate and to recognize scholastic achievement while focusing on the positive action of today's youth. Let's get started now. Meet our teams. First from New Albany.
Wayne Leatherland, Senior.
Robert Tyke, Jr.
Miller Schickel, Senior.
Matt Julius, Senior.
The team from New Albany High School. Now I'd like you to meet the team from Kentucky Country Day.
Gibbs Bennett, Senior.
Daniel Dickstein, Senior.
Priya Charan, Junior. Rebecca Boggs, Sophomore.
The team from Kentucky Country Day. Now I'd like you to meet the coaches of the teams. First from New Albany, we have John Richardson, and from Kentucky Country Day, Nancy Hatcher. Coaches, good luck to you and your teams.
Now here are the rules. There are two kinds of questions: toss-up questions worth 10 points and bonus questions worth a stated number of points. When a team answers a toss-up correctly, it earns 10 points and a chance at a bonus. If a team misses a toss-up question, the other team gets a chance to answer it. You may interrupt a toss-up question, but if you do and your answer is wrong, your team is penalized 5 points, and the entire question is repeated for the other team. On a toss-up question, only the person who signals first may answer and must do so without team conference. However, you may work together on a bonus. Remember, only the captain may answer a bonus question.
Okay, teams, you've got the rules. Now, when you hear this sound, your time to answer a question will be up. And our judge in today's game is Jim Holmberg. Jim, welcome. We'll start our game right after this. Game, you're playing for a 20-point bonus. Here's your first toss-up for 10. There are probably not very many fictional characters with their own real-life fan clubs. What character inspired the Baker Street Irregulars?
Ty Lickey, New Albany.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, sir, for 10 points. Very good. Here's your 20. It's not exactly your tropical paradise. There's little or no atmosphere, and in the heat of the day, it gets up to around 755 degrees Fahrenheit. Still, it does cool off at night, sometimes falling to about 280 degrees below zero. For 10 points on this number 1, which planet undergoes this greatest daily temperature change?
Venus.
I needed Mercury on that. Number 2 for 10 points. How many moons does Mercury have?
None.
You're right. 10 points. You got 10. Going for a 20. Here's your toss-up. It is properly a wind system where the prevailing wind direction reverses in the course of the seasons and occurs where large temperature and pressure differences are...
Dickstein, Country Day.
Monsoon.
Good anticipation. Excellent. Monsoon and right for 10. Here's your 20. Ernest Hemingway wrote The Short Happy Life of Francis Macomber. For 10 each, who wrote these works with life in their titles? The Life of Samuel Johnson. James Boswell. One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich.
Solzhenitsyn.
Yes, half right. 10 on the 20. Going for a 20. Toss up for 10. An alternate name, teams, for the flowering ash tree, an extrusion of the tamarisk tree, a common name for lichens of the genus Lecanora, and a Hebrew word for what is it, which named the food which fed the Israelites on the Exodus.
Boggs, Country Day.
Manna.
Manna from heaven, yes, manna. Here's your 20. Although many stars are binary, it was not until January 1988 that astronomers confirmed the existence of a binary planet, a most peculiar doublet consisting of bodies 1,400 miles and 745 miles in diameter, which share the same methane atmosphere. For 10 points apiece, please name for me these two bodies at the end of our solar system.
Neptune and Pluto.
I needed, that's half right. You got 10 points. Pluto is correct. Charon is the other. No points there. 10. Going for a 30. Toss up for 10. Teams, pyorrhea is a disease of the gums causing degeneration, infection, and the eventual loosening of the teeth. Spell pyorrhea. No brave souls.
Bennett, Country Day.
P-Y-E-R-E-A.
No. Can you take it? New Albany. Talking. They're conferring. New Albany. I have to throw it out anyway. I'll spell it. There are two spellings, P-Y-O-R-R-H-E-A or P-Y-O-R-R-H-O-E-A. Can't confer on toss-ups. Going for a 30. Toss-up for 10. The Nicene Creed was produced by the Council of Nicaea. Which Roman emperor called the council in 325 A.D.?
Bennett, Country Day.
Constantine.
Yes, for 10 points. Here's your 30. Federal regulation may enjoy an uncertain future, but it has a long history. Between 1887 and 1970, Congress created the Federal Trade Commission, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, and the Securities and Exchange Commission. For 10 apiece, in what order did Congress create them? Time is up. Federal Trade Commission was first in 1914, Securities and Exchange in 1934, Occupation Safety and Health and Administration, OSHA, was created in 1970. 30 down the drain, another 30, you'll have another chance. Here's your toss-up for 10. Americans imbibe about 380 million cups daily in liquid form.
Bennett, Country Day.
Coffee.
Good anticipation. Coffee is correct. Yes. 30 points. The American military campaigns into the Old Northwest during the Revolutionary War secured that territory for the United States. For 10 points, first of all, who led those campaigns?
Anthony Wayne.
I needed George Rogers Clark. For 5 points each and 20 on this for all three, name the 3 British posts that Clark's men captured.
Vincennes.
No. Yes, that's one. Correct. Cahokia and Kaskatchewa were the other two. Tough ones. Still, you got 5 points. Only 5 on that 30-point bonus. 25 on the way. Toss up for 10. Teams, listen carefully. River, shift, sea, deer, cloud, cross, wood. What colorful word can be combined with all these?
Bennett, Country Day.
White.
5-point penalty, and I'll repeat the question. I've got some more to read for New Albany. River, shift, sea, deer, cloud, cross, wood. What colorful word can be combined with all these words to form a recognizable compound?
Julius, New Albany.
Red.
Yes, red. Very good for 10. Shaking his head. Here's your 25. In the middle of this century, the initials HST were well known as standing for Harry S. Truman. By the end of the century, the initials HST will again be well known, but will stand for something quite different. Name this Mach 5 to Mach 8 aircraft. Hypersonic transport. No points. 20. Toss up for 10. Teams, this university was the first institution of higher learning west of the Appalachians, being established in 1780 by the Virginia legislature. Today it is a
Bennett, Country Day.
William and Mary.
5-point penalty. I'll repeat the question for New Albany. This university was the first institution of higher learning west of the Appalachians, being established in 1780 by the Virginia legislature. Today it is a well-respected private school. Name this oldest Kentucky and Western university.
Julius, New Albany.
Western Kentucky.
Transylvania is what I needed. No points. 20 again. Toss up for 10. Justinian promulgated a famous code of law. What modern emperor shaped European jurisprudence with his 18...
Dick Steen, Country Day.
Napoleon.
Yes, sir, Napoleon. Here's your 20. The hero of Sir Walter Scott's Ivanhoe fights as a crusader under an English king, then comes home and fights crusaders under a prince. The ups and downs of those two real-life royal figures are woven into the imaginary adventures of the fictional Ivanhoe. For 10 each, name the 2 members of the monarchy in this historical novel. Richard the First, or the Lion-Hearted, and Prince John. No points on the 20. Another 20. Toss-up teams. Of the more than 10,000 ever formally proposed, only 33 have ever gone to the states, and of these, only 26 have been ratified.
Schickel, New Albany.
Amendments to the
Yes,
Constitution?
sir. Amendments is what I need to the Constitution. Here's your 20. This 19th century philosophical movement began in Russia and took its name from the Latin word meaning nothing. For 20 points, what do we term this branch of philosophy? Nihilism, or sometimes pronounced nihilism. No points. 20 on the way again. Toss up for 10 teams. Does water boil at the same temperature, a higher temperature, or a lower temperature at high altitudes?
Julius, New Albany.
Lower temperature.
Yes, sir. Lower is correct. Here's your 20. You have only to hit the right notes at the right time, and the instrument plays itself. That was a quote stated the master organist who composed polyphonic pieces for church performances. For this 20, who was this creator of the St. Matthew's Passion?
Brahms.
Johann Sebastian Bach. No points. 20 again. Toss up. His name, teams. We'll stop right there. We're at the half. The score right now, New Albany 50, Kentucky Country Day 65. We've got a close game in just a minute. We'll take time out to learn more about our participating schools.
This is the world's foremost reference encyclopedia. It consists of 30 volumes.
Chris, tell us all about your school.
Here at New Albany High School, Indiana's oldest high school, excellence is standard. With many academic and extracurricular activities to choose from, there is something offered to students of all scholastic and social interests. New Albany students enjoy learning as they attend classes in math, English, history, language, and science departments. Many honors, advanced placements, and specialized classes are available to better suit students' career interests and prepare them for their after-graduation plans, whether college, vocational training, or the military. There is also a strong fine arts program at New Albany High School with studio arts including drawing and painting, the musical arts such as band, orchestra, and choir, and the performing arts like dramatics and play production. Many students, faculty, and members of the community come to view plays, concerts, and musicals performed during the school year. This year, however, there is a huge renovation project being completed in the school auditorium that will greatly enhance the performing arts. The faculty and students are excited about this renovation and should add to the appearance and style of the building. School spirit runs strong at New Albany, with sports backed by the cheer block cheerleaders, pom-pom girls, and band. Academics, with the support of a devoted faculty led by the principal, Mr. Richard Flatt, are also a source of pride for us. Excellence is standard at New Albany High School, and it is in these hallowed halls that students are being prepared to face a new and challenging world.
Thank you, Chris. Very good job. Excellent. Chris Herndon from New Albany. Now I'd like you to meet from Kentucky Country Day. Here's Stephen Dickstein. Stephen, tell us all about your school.
Kentucky Country Day is an independent college preparatory school with a 70-member faculty and 675 students from kindergarten through 12th grade. To support a strong and varied academic program, the Honor Code, leadership training, and community service emphasize the importance of building character and contributing to a better quality of life throughout the Louisville community. In addition to the required curriculum, the school offers a wide range of elective classes. 16 advanced placement courses in mathematics, English, foreign language, history, and laboratory sciences make it possible for qualified students to earn a semester or more of college credit before leaving KCD. An active college counseling program helps place graduating seniors in competitive universities and colleges all over the United States. With 2 gymnasiums and 9 playing fields to meet the demands of a top-quality athletic program, KCD fields 37 teams in 13 sports, the most in Kentucky for grades 7 through 12. Dramatic productions, choral music groups, strings ensembles, and extensive visual arts training encourage students to develop creative talents as well. Extracurricular activities include publications, student government, community service, and a variety of special interest groups. From the playground to the 2 computer labs and the 25,000-volume library, the modern 75-acre campus near the Gene Snyder Freeway in eastern Jefferson County creates a total environment for the students to pursue this school's goal of excellence with human understanding.
Great job. Excellent. Stephen Dickstein from Kentucky Country Day. Hike here's a game of quick recall and should reflect in only an incidental way the many fine accomplishments of schools such as New Albany and Kentucky Country Day, and Wave 3 salutes them as they strive to prepare our young people for the future. Teams, the whistle starts our second half. The score, New Albany 50, Kentucky Country Day 65. Very close game. Remember now, the next time the whistle blows, the game's over. If it blows while I'm asking a question, I simply stop. If it blows while you're answering, you're permitted to answer the one question and portion of that question, and no more. All right, shooting for a bonus. 20 points. Here's your toss-up for 10. His name is James Moshita, and he is a big hit at doing what he does best. After appearing on That's Incredible, his career took off. His record is 534 in 58 seconds, while his newest album is 10 classics in 10 minutes. For this 10-point...
Bennett, Country Day.
Piano.
I finished enough. Can you take it, New Albany? What does he do? James Moshita.
Tylicki, New Albany.
He speaks fast.
You're exactly right. He speaks fast. He's a fellow that does all those commercials. Here's your 20 on your bonus. They met in Paris in 1947 to discuss the establishment of a Jewish homeland in Southeast Asia. 10 apiece on this one. Who were these unlikely friends who each went on to become the father of his country on opposite sides of the Asian continent?
Anwar Sadat.
No. One more guess. Ho Chi Minh and David Ben-Gurion. No points on the 20. 25 on the way. 10 points. Teams, it wasn't founded until 1909, but has quickly grown to become the second largest city in Israel. Name it.
Dick Steen, Country Day.
Tel Aviv.
Yes, sir, for 10 big points. Here's your 25. Traveling at approximately 450 miles per second in the region of Earth's orbit, it is faster than any terrestrial typhoon. The sun is the source of its continuous flow of ionized gas. Identify it for me.
Solar flare. Solar flare.
Solar flare.
Solar wind is what I needed. No points. 20 coming. Toss up. Team's a champion of the common man. He advocated rigorous regulation of railroads. He led a Midwestern coalition of senators in Washington. He and his sons dominated his state politically for nearly 40 years. Who was this legendary Wisconsinite?
Bennett, Country Day.
McCarthy.
Can you take it, New Albany?
Schickel, New Albany.
Hubert Humphrey.
La Follette. Robert La Follette. Fighting Bob, they called him. 20 coming. Toss up again. The War of the Roses are said to have pitted the red rose against the white. You will find gardeners trying to paint the white roses red in which work by Lewis Carroll?
Julius, New Albany.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, sir. Alice in Wonderland for 10. Here's your 20. On October 29th, that's October 29, 1987, Thomas Hitman Hearns made boxing history by winning his fourth different world championship. 5 apiece. In what 4 weight classes has he triumphed?
Middleweight.
I'll take it.
Bantamweight.
No.
Lightweight.
No.
Flyweight.
No. 1 right, 5 points, welterweight, super welterweight, and light heavyweight. And you got the middleweight. 5 points on the 20, going for another 20. Toss up for 10. Team's Dan Quayle is the latest Hoosier to serve as Vice President of the United States. Who was the last man from Indiana to serve as Vice President?
Schickel, New Albany.
Wendell Wilkie.
Can you take it, Kentucky Country Day? Time is up. Thomas R. Marshall served 2 terms under Woodrow Wilson. No points. 20. Toss up for 10. Teams. Quick 10 on this one. What planet was known by ancient astronomers as Phosphorus in the morning and Hesperus in the evening?
Cherry and Country Day.
Venus.
Excellent. Venus is correct for 10. Here's your 20. He joined the staff of the Really Useful Theater Company in February of 1988, becoming the first member of Britain's royal family to make a professional career of the theater. 10 each. Name him.
Edward.
All right. Name the composer, founder of this company, and the creator of such hits as
Andrew
Cats.
Lloyd Webber. Andrew Lloyd Webber.
You've made 20 points. Very good. Going for a 30 now. Toss up for a 10. Star Trek creator Gene Roddenberry has summed up what he calls the heart theme of the series in a 5-word phrase. For 10 points, is that phrase, number 1, an intelligent species must explore. Number 2, all life is sacred everywhere. Number 3, the unknown must become knowable.
Schickel, New Albany.
Number 3, the unknown must become knowable.
Can you take it? Kentucky Country Day.
Cherry and Country Day.
Number 1.
I need number 2. All life is sacred everywhere. A little guessing there. 30 coming. Toss up. Teams, he was first mentioned in the 14th century edition of Piers Plowman and was the hero of a series of English ballads, a rebel who had as his chief enemy the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Dick Steen, Country Day.
Robin Hood.
Yes, sir. Robin Hood. Here's your 30. In the 1870s, the term Falls Cities began being used to identify 3 cities that had grown up at the falls of the Ohio. 10 points each. Name the 3 falls cities for me.
Louisville.
That's correct.
Cincinnati.
No.
Jeffersonville.
Jeffersonville is correct. That's 2. That's 20 points. New Albany was the 3rd one. Cincinnati's a little far north for that. 30 down. You got 20 on it. Going for the 20. Another one. 10-pointer. Teams, this former U.S. ambassador to the UN has been mayor of Atlanta since 1980.
Tylicki, New Albany.
Andrew Young.
Yes, sir. Andrew Young. Here's your 20. Some animals have misleading names. You'll earn 5 points apiece for deciding how well each of the following is named. Is a cuttlefish really a fish? Yes or no?
No.
No, it's a mollusk. Is a catbird really a bird?
No.
Yes, it is. Is a titmouse really a mouse?
No.
You're correct, it's a bird. Is a killdeer really a deer?
No.
Correct, it's like a sandpiper. You got 3 right, 15 on the 20. Going for 20, toss up for 10. It began in West Berlin and meandered around West Germany and throughout France for 2,500. Signal again, if someone signaled. No one signaled, I'll begin again. It began in West Berlin and meandered around West Germany and throughout France for 2,500 miles before ending in Paris. Teams, this was the 1987 route for what annual race?
Bennett, Country Day.
Tour de France.
Tour de France, yes, for 10. Here's your 20. Stanford University accepts only 15.6% of those who apply to attend and costs over $16,000 a year. 10 each. What 2 colleges accept a lower percentage of their applicants and cost nothing at all?
West Point.
Yes?
And the Naval Academy.
Yes, excellent. 20 points. Going for a 25. Toss up for 10. Pigeons on the grass, alas, is one of her most famous lines. She also coined the term the lost generation and
Bennett, Country Day.
Gertrude Stein.
Yes, for 10 points. Here's your 25. Critics have called this 1915 work the first poem of the modern movement. Its title hero is a middle-aged man of anonymous respectability who worries about whether mermaids will sing to him or whether he should eat a peach. Name this early work of T.S. Eliot's.
Love Song of Alfred J. Prufrock. Love Song of Alfred J. Prufrock. Prufrock.
She said it correctly, but she, Judge?
I heard Alfred J. J. Alfred.
Okay. All right. Judge says no. Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Okay? 25 on the way. Toss up for 10. Only 2 currently existing mammals belong to the order of monotremes. That's monotremes. Name either of these odd animals native to the continent of Australia.
Bennett, Country Day.
Platypus.
Yes, or spiny anteater. Here's your 25. 2 major American cities, Chicago and New York, are almost on the same latitude. 25 points you'll get. Which of the following European cities is even more closely aligned with Chicago in latitude? Is it London, Copenhagen, Paris, or Rome?
Paris.
I need Rome. Just about 3 minutes away. Team's time is up. Our game is over. We'll check the final score and announce today's winner right after this.
Sometimes it's really hard for me to believe I'm here. 8 years ago, I was 16, pregnant and scared. I dropped out of school and just waited for things to get worse. Then one day I got a call from Mrs. Jensen.
Next week, round 1 continues as Sacred Heart takes on Wagoner. That's next Sunday morning at 10:30 for the fast-moving question-answer game High Q. I'm Chuck Castillo. Good day.
In each round of High Q, including any finals, semifinals, and so forth, Spalding will offer a scholarship of $1,000 and $500 respectively to the schools represented by the winning and runner-up teams. Each school may then award the accumulated scholarships to students planning to attend Spalding, with first preference going to members of the High Q team. Questions used on High Q have been researched and authenticated by the editorial staff of High School Bowl Incorporated and High Q Judge Jim Homburg of the Filson Club of Louisville. High Q is brought to you each week by Ashland Oil. Ashland's America, where quality education is an investment we've got to make.
Space. Some people only dream of it. Executive West Hotel.